Hi guys, you're welcome to today's video. Today I'll be teaching you how to make yogurt starter from the scratch. You'll be needing a cup of milk, you'll be needing lemon, you'll be needing a container to store your yogurt, and then you'll be needing a pot. So to 1 cup of milk, you mix the milk very well. If you are using powdered milk, you will add it to a pot. We are doing this because we are going to boil the milk on low heat. We are going to boil it. We will not bring it to a boil, but we are going to boil it till it's very hot before we add our lemon. So guys, we are going to make our milk by putting it on fire this way. You're going to stir, like I said. You will stir till it's about to boil. Make sure you continue to stir and stir so that it does not boil over. But make sure that it is very hot and is almost to the point of boiling. I put it on low heat so that it will not just boil over. So continue to stir and stir. You see that at this point, it is there is steam on the surface of the milk and it's about to come to a boiling point, but it is not yet boiling. So this is the point where you take your milk off the heat because you don't want it to boil over. You don't want to do that. Just let it be very hot and come to the point of boiling. So this point when you see the steam coming out of the milk, that is the point where you stop. So guys, I have taken it off the heat. At this point, you allow it to get cool to the point whereby it will be bearable when you test it at the back of your hand. You don't want it to be cold or warm. You want it to still be hot, but to be bearable. That is the point where we will put our lemon. So once it's cool just make it warm. So at this point, you can see that I can put it at the back of my hand and it's bearable. You put it at the back of your hand and check for 3 seconds if it's bearable. So at this point, it's sufficient. So we now transfer it into our container that we'll be using for our starter. We'll pour it into this container, after which we will be adding our lemon. We can add but 2 to 3 slices is enough, but just for the sake of this video, I'll be using 4 slices of lemon because this is quite a big lemon. So here it is. This is 1 slice, 2 slices, 3 and 4. After which we'll be covering it. Cover with an airtight container, in an airtight container, and then we'll be wrapped up and be putting it in a very warm place. So you cover it tight, and you wrap it in a duvet. You want to make sure that it is properly wrapped in such a way that it will still be warm. If you touch this is very warm, so you want to wrap it properly. This will enable that the steam is trapped, and then we are going to put it in a cooler. So after wrapping it and you get a cooler, you place this in your cooler. You place it and you make sure that you cover it properly, so that way you keep it in the cooler. Then we're going to keep this for 24 hours. We'll come back after 24 hours to check how our starter is doing. So now it has been 24 hours since we did our culture. So we are going to check to see how our culture formed, and we are going to check how it looks like. So this is our culture. This was how we wrapped it up. Remember, we said that we have to wrap it up to make sure that it is very warm. So we are going to bring it out and then wrap it up and then show how our culture is. Wow guys, look at our culture. We'll scoop everything out. We're going to scoop all of it out from this container into this plate so that we can see how it really looks like. And then I'm going to remove our lemon, the one we put in to form the culture. So you can see that it has water in it. Not to worry, this is not a problem. That is why I have this sieve. Though this is a large sieve, you can use the smaller one. That is the one you're actually supposed to use, but I don't have that presently, so I'll be using this type. So I'll be removing the lemon. So we just need our culture. We need the thick culture. So now that we've sieved it, now that we've removed this, we are going to sieve it to remove the excess water. We don't want the water, we want the culture, the thick culture. That's what we really need. So we're going to do this to remove the water, the excess water. You know, I told you that you can use a tighter and smaller sieve so that you don't lose culture. So I'm not going to allow this to drain too much because I'm going to be losing a lot of my culture. So I think this is fine as it is. You can see how it formed. You can see the coagulate. Then we pour it back into a container and then we mix it together. Just mix it together. And this is your culture. This is your starter culture. You can use it to make yogurt. So when you want to make the next batch of yogurt, you can use this culture. You can keep it in the freezer till whenever you need it. It can stay for at least a week or two. So this is what you're going to use. You don't need to get culture. With this you can make your yogurt. I'll be teaching you guys how to make yogurt from the scratch using the cultures. Now that you've learned how to use this and to make a culture, I'll be teaching you how to make your yogurt using your starter culture. So you can click to the next video next week to tell you how to prepare.